But what do you think about like the idea of like these people being almost role models too? Like you look at like how accountable like do you have to hold them? Or also the thing too is like yeah, just like do they really have? Do you expect these people to be like these role models in any way? Or are they obligated to because of the platform they have and how much they
That's what I
reach?
was gonna ask. Should we expect them?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm about to quote the Joe Rogan where he's like, I don't have to be accountable for anything. I didn't say anything. No one could quote me. It's like, no, at the end of the day, like, who's going to hold him accountable? And for what?
Well, I think of it like it depends on who are your and who who are under you. Like who are the people that are influenced by you. So like for example, like the beauty community, a lot of kids,
Mm-hmm.
like boys and girls, watch like Manny MUA and like Laura Lee or
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel Zamora. Like a
Yes, yes,
lot
these are names.
a lot of people follow these people, like even like kids. So like with that said, I feel like I mean I'm also thinking of it like as a parent because I'm a parent, but
Mm-hmm.
I would want my child to be watching something that's not like crazy, or like something bad because they are at the end of the day influencing people, especially
I
children. So
I can see where you're coming from, but I think that really falls on parents at the end of the day. Like, if you know it's something they shouldn't be watching, then don't let them
Mm-hmm.
watch it. Like, even with us, for example, like, I censor myself on here because that's a personal choice, but neither of those two have to do that. And if somebody watches our thing and they're not okay with that, then it's like, okay, well,
You don't have to watch
I I appreciate that you tried, but I can't, you know, do anything about that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I guess you bring up a good point where influencers can just be themselves,
Mm-hmm.
whether that's censored or not.
Whether you want to rehome a bunch of Asian kids or hit on teenage boys.
it. No, I think if you make yourself out to be that type of thing, if you want to be a children's YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
then obviously do that thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I mean, people should. I don't think anyone should be expected to do any one thing, like unless they've stated that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's at the end of the day, like if you don't want your kid watching something, you can just not let them watch
Don't watch
it,
it.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think he brings up a good point because that's kind of where I'm at too, and I should have said that I guess in the beginning. But if you say, like let's say like Ryan's tour review,
Mm-hmm.
he is being followed by literally kids.
Yeah.
Like
And he's a
he
kid.
should be aware of that, and I feel like he needs to be careful about what he's
Mm-hmm.
doing because he is.
What is he going to do?
I think with that, it's more of like, you, I think you have to be aware with his parents. Like his parents have to be aware of like, he's like a little kid growing up. You're raising him. Whatever you're instilling or not instilling into him is gonna reflect into like when you see in the YouTube. You can edit things as much as you can when you're filming,
Mm-hmm.
but things always slip through, and someone's gonna catch. Did you notice how like much like kind of like attitude he had talking back to this person, or how he kind of was rude at this moment? Like people are gonna see those things slip up, and I guess with his parents have to help him, just help raise him to be a good person in general. Like that's how it starts, and then the self awareness can come after that. But let them be the good influence for him first.
How do you think conversations between him and his parents go? Because he has to be old enough now to be aware that he makes all of the money, right?
I'm sure he asked. Let me check exactly how, because I think he's like almost 10 now or something.
He's older than that, isn't
Is he?
No, because
No?
Marlon's 7,
he? Mm-hmm.
and I want to say he was a year or two older than Marlon, so he might even be
Oh.
younger than 10. I want to say 9.
He's 8.
Oh,
Hmm.
Seems older than that. okay. He had to grow up so fast. Spotlight.
Well, I guess that was a bad example because he technically is a child, so he
Yeah.
can't really do anything. But I guess like, my example was that because that's a very obvious, like he's an influencer of children.
Well, you could say you could go the Pee Wee Herman route. Like he had a kids show, and then we all know how the end of that,
Oh.
I don't know what you're
went.
talking about.
Huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you not really heard that story, Ashley?
No. T, tell me.
This is like 30-year-old tea. This is vintage.
This is like
I was like 40 years.
Was he a molester?
no,
No.
it wasn't. Do you want to
He
explain it,
seemed like
Isaiah?
he would have been.
No, go ahead. You seem really excited.
So basically, we all know I love that show, Pee Wee's Playhouse as a kid. I always watched it. I think it's on Netflix. You can watch
You
it
sounded
now.
like Fat Albert, dude.
That
didn't
was
even
pretty
sound
Fat
like-
Albert.
Oh.
Dude, even Angel said it did.
It was pretty. Dude, hey.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that one was really good. Okay,
Oh, but
take it back.
so
go
basically,
ahead.
the T on Pee Wee Herman was, it's like, it's almost like 30, 40-year-old
There
T.
you go.
Is that so he was in like the whole Pee Wee Herman, like his character was huge and everything. He had the show, he had the movie and all that, and basically, but it's a character he plays. That's not like him 99% of the time. The camera turns on, he's getting paid to go play that character. So what happened is that he went. I don't even know if those are even still around, but you can
No.
go to like
Maybe. I don't know.
you can go to a special theater and watch an adult film in a room with other adults. And so that's what he went. He went to an adult theater and was just vibing there. And then he started, enjoying himself
He was
in the
right.
theater.
Scooch too much.
A scooch too much indeed. And then I think he got arrested for it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got arrested, for like indecent exposure.
Because he's a celebrity.
But because it was Pee Wee Herman, you don't think people have always been doing that at adult
Oh,
theaters this
yeah.
whole time? Of course, but someone knows that's Pee Wee Herman doing that right by me, and so they called him.
Just in there.
What? And so they called the cops, and he got arrested. And basically, they're like, "Oh, you're the star of this kids show, but look what you got arrested and caught doing."
That's a rap, but
Like that's it.
yeah.
So yeah,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, that's what happened.
That's always weird. Is those are the guys that like fall the hardest. It's always I say guys like dude loosely. It's always the people that were child actors or in some Disney Channel TV show or this or that. And it's like, did you know that he was slapping homeless people with dead fish? No way. It's like, yeah, because the world is weird for him. He sees it in different ways.
Is that an excuse?
No, I'm not giving him any excuse to do it. I'm just saying, I think that's just what triggers him to do weird crap like that.
Can I go slap people with dead fish? What if I slap them with live fish?
Because you can't get a good grip because they're flopping around.
No, they do most of the work then.
This is the cartoon. But I think that goes into the psychological deal that they use is character to calling. Like your personal character has to get close enough to where you are, like calling or talent wise.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, you have a big fall from grace like that. Hence why like kids would get famous way too early who was like, oh, what do I do? It's like, yeah, they're not equipped to deal with that.
Can't think of it like an adult if you're not an adult. There are some incredibly mature children. I don't know how they are taught so quick. Like they just come out smart and right. I don't like they can handle that.
Yeah, it's like an emerald inside a diamond though. It's very,
Unless maybe they just have
very
like
rare.
legal advisors and stuff, and they're just like, "Nah, baby, we got you."
I think with that though, like child stars and all that, I think the hard part for them, and I don't really know exactly, but I'm just speculating.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like things are just given to them. You know, they things are just handed to them. You know, um, like life, something horrible happens or something, it gets taken care of because they have money, or somebody else handles it.
It's the universal
So
tool.
it's like, how are they? Because children literally, how they are as children will really define how they are as an adult. And once they actually become adult age, and if they didn't have that room to grow because they were in the public eye and things were just handed to them, then how are they gonna function as an adult? They can't, because they had all these people helping them.
Yep. Character to calling. Sad, 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 sad. But some of them do okay. Some actually, some of them that get out of that whole situation and do other things, they do all right in the long run.